Hello folks and welcome to Vault of the Void. Vault of the Void is a roguelike deck building game, which is, immediately something I'm interested in. If you know me at all, I'm quite interested in deck building games. This is a deck building game, and one of its major things is that its build it plays more like a competitive game. Even though it's completely PvE, but it plays more like a competitive game rather than something like Slay the Spire or Monster Train, in that your deck is always the same size. There's no randomization here at all. Your deck is always the same size, so you can add cards into your sideboard and then swap them into your deck between games. The rewards on the path that you go to are entirely set. You can see your entire path on the floor you're currently on from beginning to end, and what rewards you can get on that path, so you can plan your deck the entire way down. And we have here introduction to the tutorial, first floor only. I've done that already. I did one normal, but I unlocked a new class when I give it out. There are 4 classes at the moment. Each class has 2 builds. You start off with the hidden, being able to use the bleed build or the blade build. I cleared this one just a while ago. There, and you have like spells, you have artifacts, much like you do in other games. You have each class has a mechanic. These are the bleed build and the blade build. They work slightly differently. You have the Tempest, which is the one I just unlocked, which I want to give a go now. A righteous zealot of a lost holy order, the Tempest strikes with the power of a raging storm. I literally have no difference between them, so it's kind of here. So thunder and lightning. We have here is inflict X damage and block X equal to your Zeal. Zeal is the Tempest specific mechanic, whereas the hidden had combo. And Tempest is overcharge 1 and Zeal 2 to buff your Zeal. You know what? I'll give that a shot, shall we? Your starting deck is 9 charges, deal 7 damage, apply shock equal to current energy. An enemy's shock will be added to an attack's damage before rage is applied. Then shock is reduced by half, reducing down. Block 10. Discharge 1, apply shock 3 to all enemies. Discharge consumes overcharge. And Galvanize deals damage and applies overcharge. And Grounded, on each turn that is even, overcharge 1. On each turn that is odd, rage 25%. It's a buff, so it's a constant buff that goes on forever. Yeah, sure, let's give that a shot, shall we? There's a booster project to get started. Look what we have here. Strike twice. Deal 6 damage, overcharge 1 when played, discharge 2, trigger 1 an additional time. If we can discharge 2, we can play this card again. Powered Shield. Block 14, discharge 3, block 14 again. Delay, rage 25%, X times, where X equals to your Zeal. Rage is a buff to your damage. Contraposition, draw and Zeal equal to this card's cost. Okay. And Guidance, block 12, if your Zeal is more than 7, your next card will be played 1 less. I don't know, I haven't played the deck yet, I don't understand exactly how this works, so we're gonna go for Ardor. How about that? Oh yes, it doesn't matter, we get all 4, it's a booster, isn't it? Before each delve into the vault, you can add mastered cards to your backpack. After when you reach the vault, you'll have the ability to master 1 of 10 class cards. Once mastered, you'll be able to add 1 to your backpack at the start of new runs. You'll never be able to take the same card 2 runs in a row, and if you don't take a mastery card, you gain a health potion. I haven't got a mastery card, I've never actually reached the vault with a Tempest. Let's get into a game first of all. The Void chooses their guardians and assigns their blessings. You will face these apparitions on floor 3, the vault. So basically when you get to floor 3, is where the last boss is, and instead of having an entire floor to go through, you have to fight 2 bosses to get 2 buffs. Blessing of Erosion, the Void touched will spawn when 40% damage suffered. Blessing of Purity, during the Void fight, starting from turn 6, draw and discard 2 at the start of each of your turns. Blessing of Blunting, during the Void fight, enemies will suffer weak 1 at the start of their turn if they're over 75% HP. And Blessing of Quick Step, during the Void fight, each time you purge a card, block 2. That'd be very helpful with the hidden, I think, because the hidden's block card. I'll explain purges as we go along. Heretic Sites. Certain mob rooms along the map will be marked as Heretic Sites. You will gain fervor by clearing these rooms, allowing you to purchase new Zeal Powers. They are marked with a red circle underneath their icon. Okay, so what do we have here? Zeal Powers. As you clear heretic sites and gain fervor, you'll be able to purchase new Zeal Powers. You and equip your current Zeal Powers. You can exchange fervor for new Zeal Powers. You will start each run. This is very different to the hidden, by the way. You'll start each run with a Zeal 3 and Zeal 7 power. However, you'll have to purchase your Zeal 5 and Zeal 10 powers. Each slot can only have one power creature each time, and some powers will require you to purchase the first power in the tree. Okay, so standing power is what? Block 3. Blessed Shield. Zeal 5, you've got nothing. Zeal 7, we have Overcharge 2. Okay, you need to earn some fervor. Ours our first thing. Stormbrand, you have 1 max energy. When you start a turn with 5 overcharge, gain +1 energy. When you start a turn with 15 overcharge, gain 2 energy instead. Lose 1 overcharge for each energy gained by Stormbrand. And you can manage the deck as well. So you have our deck on the side. You can only have 20 cards in the deck, so every time you can, if you want to put a card in, you got to take a card out. So grounded, the buff there. We'll play the first level with anything normal. Matron of Memories. A place filled with whispers from the past, a blessing to start your journey. The Guardian here's over there. As you descend into gloom, you find yourself confronted by the remains of an ornate figure, peaceful in its tomb of stone. Memories begin to flood your mind, like ink spilling into water, blossoming slowly far from reach. They are not your own, but familiar all the same. As you urge yourself forward, a voice cuts through the noise like a blade, peaceful and soft, yet bordering on the edge of sorrow. An offer of aid at a time of need, wrapped in some ghostly assurance of trust. We get a random Void Stone. A Void Stone is something you can slot into cards to buff them. Increases magic speed by 15. Or add 3 random potions to your pack. Well, add 3 random potions to your pack back. Crippling Potion, Exploding Bottle, Strength Potion. Okay. Right. So this is our first floor. We have to get to the Guardian at the end. And chosen by the Void itself. But what I meant is you can literally look at these cards and see exactly what the reward's going to be. This is a mob room. It'll give you an upgrade point at the end of it, and you'll get this specific card at the end of the thing. You will get this card. It's not a choice. You will get this card into your sideboard. Because it's a sideboard, they don't have to give you the opportunity to skip a card. You just get to keep the card, and you don't have to put it in your deck if you don't want to. Your deck is always 20 cards big. Apply Vulnerable 2 to all enemies. Oh, hello. That's like that. Then that's a heretic site as well. And here was this. This is a Raven's Gift. Want to go? So this is treasure. This is shop. That is elite, but with an artifact. So I want to go down here. I think. Every time you pick a direction, it'll void the ones that you haven't picked. You see the ones that are darkened will void out. So if I pick this one here, which I'm going to take it, those one will break, which means I can no longer go up there. Right. Those who wander in this domain for too long will inevitably become forsaken one way or another. These desperate souls have found a fate. A well-rounded fight, but you must still be wary of letting them buff their AP too many times. Now, just before we get started, an enemy has HP, obviously, has an attack power, and a frenzy counter. When they attack, they will attack for their attack power this many times. So whenever Throat Cutter attacks, it'll attack for 2 damage once. Whenever Dark Acolyte damage, 3 damage once. Battle progress is as follows. You have to fill 100% battle progress to stop spawns. If you kill something and battle progress is under 100%, they will respawn in. It's like something will come back in. So we have to kill at least 2 things, either 2 Throat Cutters, 2 of anything really. 2 anything will kill anything off. We have to kill 2 things just to hit battle progress 100 to stop the spawning. If we kill them both in the same turn, nothing will spawn. Alright, anyway, let us go in, shall we? Oh yeah, so this is the belt and the brew. This is where potions go. Before a fight, you may choose 1 potion to brew and 1 to add to your belt. If you brew, the effect triggers automatically, so the strength potion at the start of every turn gain 50% rage, exploding bottle will automatically do damage to all enemies, crippling potion will apply vulnerable 4 and weak 4 to all enemies. Or you put them in the belt, which means you can trigger it at will. It gives you 1 huge swing of 125 rage, applies 1 vulnerable and deals 40 damage, and applies weak 2 and slow 2 to all enemies, and if there's only 1 enemy, apply vulnerable 2. I'm just going to go with the healing there and we'll be okay. Because belt, you have a choice not to use. Brew is automatically used. So if you want to basically not use a potion, you have to basically put nothing in brew and leave belt with whatever you want. Right, let's go. There's also an interesting mechanic how this game does damage. It does damage by inflicting threat. Damage is done... Or blocking is done retroactively in this game. What happens here, so Essence of Protection, the Enchantress will basically grant 2 block to everybody. Mustering will increase your AP by 1 and inflicts threat. Threat is not damage. During their turn, they will inflict threat on me. That counter will go up here. And then I have my next turn to remove the threat. If I end my turn with any threat in the board, I will take that damage. Threat is done retroactively. So damage is done retroactively. You have to... Damage is first done as threat, and then it's done as damage. So you have a chance to stop all damage taken, as long as you can block it. Okay, so what do we have here? We have Charge, does 7 damage and applies 2 shock to the current equal to current energy. Oh, you're the one doing damage to me, so let's see if we can stop that from happening. We don't have any block, we don't... Also, it means that blocking is... You don't need to block on your first turn. You very rarely need to block on your first turn. Galvanize, just do 16 damage and overcharges 2. Boom. Gun 50%. Because I can't kill any of the other ones. Oh, we got Zeal 3, so we've got block 3. And you got... Now we have some overcharge to dissipate as well. And also energy, right, energy. Cards are not discarded at the end of your turn. Cards will remain in your hand. To gain energy, you have to right-click on a card to purge it. If you right-click on a card, it gets discarded, and you gain 1 energy. You will draw up to 5 every turn, and gain 2 energy every turn. Or that might be a hidden thing, I don't know. Anyway, I'll end their turn. Fortitude and Mustering. And another summon. Which means I do 20 damage to you. Right, so we got up to 7, because we got... Oh, because overcharge triggered as well. You have plenty of energy. It's fine. So let's do... We can do an overcharge to you. Which gives us even more stuff. Zeal... Oh yeah, Zeal resets every turn, that's the thing. Zeal... Because of it, we have so much overcharge. The Tempest seems to be about getting as much energy as you can during a single turn, and basically using more and more energy to get more and more things. And as you reach certain checkpoints of Zeal, things will happen. So if I hit Zeal 7, I gain Zeal equal to the amount of energy I spend on things. I gain Overcharge 2. So let's see if we can get that done. Let's finish you off. Zeal's now 4. You're going to increase AP, let's not have that happen. And we'll use Grounded as the last one. This isn't... Bam. So we've hit Overcharge 5 now. And every turn you have Overcharge 5, you get additional energy. So we're going to have a lot of energy, aren't we? We get 2 for regular starting. And then another 1 for Overcharge, another 1 for having Overcharge 5. Which means you can ground it again. Oh, we can double ground it. And that thought hadn't occurred to me, which means every even turn you get 2 overcharge, and every odd turn you get rage 50. I like that. Alright, you can do threat. You've got no damage pretty much, so we'll just go ahead and hit you with that and that. Perfect victory. If you get a perfect victory, you get additional essence. Essence and souls are the currency of the game. And you get an upgrade point, and we got that card, the natural 20. And we can spend our upgrade card. Yeah, this is our deck at the moment. And our backpack cards are there. You can upgrade the card. So its charge becomes charge, deals 11 damage and shock. Grounded, overcharge 2 uneven. Oh my god. Does 22 damage and overcharge 2. Block 12 and discharge 1 to shock 5. You know what? I'm going to work on groundeds. See if we can get the super duper overcharges. Right now, I can pick either one of these. Like, I could pick that one. There's no difference. So I can pick that one. It won't drop one if you need one to make a direction if you move forward. If I moved over here, if I had dropped that one, it would have been isolated, so it won't drop that one. So I have to be able to go here. Mob Room with an upgrade card, Heretic Sight, and also gives Swerving Currents. Deal 7 damage to all enemies. If there's only one enemy, apply Vulnerable 1. And there's a Void Stone in that card that gives me draw 1, discard 1. If I go back to my deck manager, you can see my Void Stones here. Red Void Stones give you rage 25%. Blue stones give you draw and discard. Green stones means it starts in your hand. Whenever start of battle, or when the deck is reshuffled, it's put in the top of your deck. Yellow stones always give you block, purple stones give you overcharge, and black stones give you ghost and inert. Ghost means whenever you play it, you add a volatile copy of your card to your hand, which is basically a copy that goes away at the end of your turn. And inert means you can only trigger that once per turn. Mainly to stop you, because if you had ghost and not inert, every time you played it, you get another copy of it. And you could keep on going. So if something that cost 0 and had ghost but didn't have inert, you could play it forever. Okay, I think we're still okay here. Still, maybe we can strip a couple of charges. Take a strike twice, and we'll take an ardor as well. Oh, this must be pretty damn good, actually. Delay rage. So it uses up all your energy. It delays your rage. It delays 25% rage X times. So if you have 4 energy, it'll delay 100% rage. I think that's how that works. It's not delay rage 25 for 4 turns. It's 100% the next turn. Delay means it'll trigger on your next turn. And Zeal X. Since you gained Zeal X by playing the card, this must double your Zeal gain. Because if you play a card that's worth 3, you gain 3 Zeal. But this says Zeal 3 as well, so you must get 6 Zeal from playing this. I'll give it a shot. I'll give it a shot, see what happens. Right, let's go here and deal with this. Hounds of Hell. Stalking dangerous packs, these hellish hounds know only hunger. As their gnaws gnash gristle and bone, they feast on the souls of their now damned prey. A balanced fight which requires you to apply damage quickly to avoid having your deck overrun with banes. A Hell Mongrel? If we kill you, nothing else will spawn. You are the leader. When enemies destroyed, all enemies suffer weak 3. Forsaken Pup, 50%, and Cinderhound. This damage will deal 2 damage whenever it's a target of an attack card. It's not damage, it's threat. Anyway, let's get in here. The Hounds of Hell. So usually your max energy is 3, but we have... so your max energy is 5, but we have Stormbrand, so we get +1 to that. Okay. We can also use Energize to get over 1. Energize to Overcharge 1 and Zeal 2. These are our spells. Every character has can have a certain number of spells they can bring into combat with them, and they have a cooldown. So if I just use you, there you go. So I gain an overcharge. You're at 6, now we're at 7. And the overcharge means at the end of next turn we lose an overcharge and we gain extra energy. Also means because we have overcharge, we can actually dissipate to block, but there's no need to block right now. You're gonna inflict 5 threat on me. If I attack you, I'll suffer a threat, so I'm gonna make sure to get rid of you first. Oh, you can pet the dog! Only this dog, but you can pet the dog. Oh my god, I didn't even notice that before. I wonder if you can... Oh, I wonder if you can, like... It'd be cool for, like, a little, like, Easter egg where you could just pet it enough and it would just go away. Or at least stop trying to attack you. So adds 2 Banes. Banes are basically, they just fill your card up with crap. Also, things trigger left to right, by the way. So 5 threat, +1 AP, and 2 Banes. If this Cinderhound was over here, it would have done 6 damage, because it would be 2 Banes, +1 to AP, and then 5 + 1 would be 6. Right, let's see if we can deal with you immediately. Immediate gulp. Sorry, buddy. But I don't want Banes in my deck. And we got our Blessed Shield. And we could... No, I'm going to remove one of you. And... one of you. And one of you. And goes to charge you. Good. I should have used something to be able to gain that overcharge too. That was my mistake. I've got to get used to this now. Getting to Zeal 7 will be very beneficial for overcharge purposes. Okay, so I'm at AP up, and that's the 6th. So, right. See, I've got a threat of 5. I've got to get rid of that threat to be able to... Or otherwise I will take damage. So I'm going to go ahead and Dissipate, which is block 10. It's more than enough. Also does... Just to remove 1 overcharge to do 3 damage to all enemies. Done. Okay. So What's this? This is shock debuff. An enemy's shock will be added to an attack's damage before rage is applied. The shock is then reduced by half. Oh, I understand what shock actually does. Right, okay. That took me a moment to get that, but I understand what shock does now. I'll go grounded as well. I could use the grounded, couldn't I? So AP to all, which means that's going to be 4 damage, not 2. You know what, I'm going to dissipate that. Charge this. Now, we can get 4 Zeal or 8 Zeal from this. 8 Zeal from it. Which means you get the overcharge as well. Next turn we'll also have Rage 100. And it's going to be an even turn, it's going to be even more rage, and we get 25% rage off ground as well. Correct? Yep. You have 125% damage on all my attacks right now. So, and if I hit Zeal 3, we block 3. If I kill everything before the end of the round, we don't take the damage. So I can strike twice with you. Ends that. Gives you all the weak as well. I've still got 4 to deal with here, so I'm going to hit you there, which lowers that by 1. Then I don't want to get hit because I want the buff for a perfect fight, so I'm actually going to dissipate as well. The shock happened there, and it's unfortunate, but I wanted to make sure. Okay. Now you can just galvanize, I think. Galvanize will just do the trick. And because we win, we evade the remaining damage. Then we got a fervor, an upgrade point, swerving currents. That might be interesting to put in. We can also upgrade the second grounded as well. We have both upgraded groundeds. Now, what are the choice here? We have this is shock block 3. We can have block 4 or overcharge 1. We can switch it to overcharge. Or we can have rage 25% and deal 5 to all enemies, or overcharge 2, block 2. Tier 5 we get rage 25, delay rage 25, and rage deal 10 we have block 8. And here we have upgrade 2 cards from your deck and overcharge 3. Yeah. I'm gonna add another Zeal Power there, but I think the overcharge 3 is a good one. Right, so we can go there, I will lose that one, but also lets us go up there. If we go here, we can no longer get that one. So what's this again? Some items are tainted with the Void's dark essence. Although they may come with benefits, they also carry their own misfortunes. I'm curious. The Raven watches you trudge towards the broken stump, eyeing you with silent approval. You can feel the Void's corruption deep within this place, twisting its way deep inside, like the sound of scraping metal. The creature led you here, and you willingly followed, knowing all too well the darkness that consumed the bird long ago. It led you to this moment, to its gift. There is power here, but it comes at a cost. You may have followed, but it's not too late to turn back. You get the Seer's Eye. Mousing over a mob room will allow you to see which mobs await inside. Every second battle, you'll start with stealth, meaning the enemies will skip their first turn. So you can take the item for yourself, accepting its curse. We gain a Void card, which is painful. Whenever you draw this card, you suffer a vulnerable 1, and you have to pay to get it out of your hand. We can drain the item of its power, which when you get the card, we gain 8 souls, or we can just destroy the item entirely and gain 3 souls, which I'll do that instead. No debuffs in my deck early on. To be fair, that's actually one thing that's true. You can have, the only way your deck is bigger than 20, I think, is if it's got debuffs. I don't know, actually. It's a good point. If I have Banes in my deck, does that mean I have to remove cards from it? I'm gonna remove the charge and put a swerving currents in there. You can mix sets apparently. Spellbook. Here we have one spell at the moment. Okay, let's go over there real fast. Second chance. Deal 20 damage. Slay. Draw 2. If you kill something with this, draw 2 cards. You know what? And gain 1 energy. Oh, I wish I had the essence for that. Static Saber. Deal 8 damage, apply shock 2, discharge 1, gain energy. Or deal 10 shock 4. Shift polarity. Overcharge, block, and delay block equal to this card's cost. Purge. Gain 1 energy and your next card costs +1. Surge. Discharge 1, deal 9 damage. Trigger X times. So it discharges pretty much all of the overcharge you have for 9 damage per overcharge. But it does not trigger any Void Stone. Oh, the Void Stone only triggers once. You can have a Void Stone here, but it won't trigger a million times. Imbue Weapon, deal 10 damage and +2 per overcharge, and Chonk. Overcharge 2, delay block 15, adds a Stronk to the deck. And then Stronk is apply shock 14, delay save 75, apply a Bonk to the deck. And Bonk is apply vulnerable 2, deal 45 damage, and add a Chonk to the deck, expel. I really want that. I really, really want that. I can't afford it, nowhere near, but I want a Chonk so badly. It's the amusement of that. I'll add a regular one, and I'll put it in the deck as well. Right, so we can either get a random potion, get a potion, or we can go ahead and pick an elite. This creature is nothing beyond primeval, one that stalks these endless depths with no malicious intent other than an instinct to feed. It is ancient beyond knowing, not even the void can claim as its master. Starts out simple, but can quickly overwhelm you with a combination of boosted frenzy and its summoned allies. So we have to kill you. That progress 100%. They do 0. Gains 1 frenzy the first time it suffers any debuff or when an enemy is killed. Bruce has the ability to spawn ghostly piranha as allies. And we will... Okay, so we need to basically focus them down quick. And before we start, we get to get one of these artifacts. Crystal Lake Hand-Me-Down. Every third heavy card will be played cost -3. The first time each battle you play a heavy card, upgrade it to add a red void stone to it. Loyalty card. The first time each turn you play a card of the modified cost, your next card costs -1. And Obsidian Crown. Every 8th ability card will be played costs 0 energy. You know what? I'll take the Crystal Lake Hand-Me-Down. Although you only have 1 heavy card in the deck right now, we'll focus towards building heavy cards. Okay, so you're gonna inflict 8 threat. Are you really? You only have 1 enemy at the moment, so we're actually going to give you Swerving Currents. And also give the draw and discard. Discard... I don't need it this turn. I'll keep Powered Shield in hand for next turn, maybe. Or alternatively, we do this, and then just hit you for a bunch. Okay, next turn. You got 8 to deal with. Okay, we will dissipate. And then we will discard and we'll do grounded as well. We'll keep galvanized in hand for next turn. So it does a bunch of damage. And B gives me the bunch of overcharge I want as well. So we will dissipate. We will galvanize. We haven't got any there, so we will just... Zeal 2 gives me the additional overcharge. Oh good, so we have a lot of overcharge for next turn. Encircle. Apply vulnerable 2 and spawn 2 ghostly piranha. This is not going to be great. See, they apply vulnerable and stun. And quick strike. They adds +1 frenzy and attack. So you can attack for 12 damage. Right, we have 4. I'm going to go for... Okay. Go for another grounded. Go for a galvanize on you. I need to... Oh, galvanize is heavy, okay. That now costs 0. So we will... What is it? If you... Well, let's lose the vulnerable. Let's lose the... Actually, hang on. I'll use it on you, because you'll actually do the vulnerable before that. So hit you. You gain frenzy, sure. Use the ardor there as well. Get a bunch of zeal. Get an extra, more overcharge. 50 max energy. All I need now is a card that lets me get max energy, and I'll be laughing. Ow. Because I'm vulnerable, that's actually going to be 18 damage, not 12. So I've got to nullify 18 damage here. Which is not going to be easy. So we're going to go ahead and do 40 damage there. Galvanize. Galvanize does more damage per overcharge? Must do. It must do. Oh no, because we have super rage, that's why. If you got super rage... Block 3 triggered. I think I'll let... Because the damage taken is increased, I have to block 9. If I don't block 9, I'll take 14. That's how that works, I think. Yeah, okay. Now I understand. And we'll just swerving... I'll keep swerving currents in hand, although I'm going to lose a lot of that. I'm going to keep swerving currents in hand next turn. Okay, I need to finish this turn, because I'm going to take a lot of damage otherwise. Can I finish this turn? Is it possible? Good question. I can dissipate twice, which lowers my block almost to 0. I'm going to take 1 damage, aren't I? Damn it! Righteous Quest gives me delayed that. And the Galvanize I'll have to have next time. I'm going to take 1 damage. Damn it. Which means I don't get my perfect bonus. I was going to take 2 damage anyway. Ow. Right. Let's see if we can end this all then. Let's charge you. There we go. Boom. Not perfect, unfortunately. But we got our... that. And then we have... What are the heavy ones? So second chance is heavy, strike twice as heavy, and galvanize. Okay, you have way more heavies than I thought. We can go up. Trade in blood for rare and uncommon cards. I'm gonna go... So if I go here, and I pick one of these two, the other one's gonna disappear. If I go here and pick that one still exists. Yeah, I'm gonna go down here, because if I go down here and I pick the elite there to get the buff, and I can actually still pick the one to go above. Am I okay with Zeal? Yeah, okay. Basically, spend souls to get artifacts. Mace of Skull Crushing. All enemies spawn with vulnerable 2. Spellstone. All spells cost 1 next. Book of Arcane Secrets. Increased mech. I want that. Don't have got the souls for it. But I do want it. I'm going to go ahead and buy that one, though. Right, so if I go over here, I cannot pick that potion. I cannot pick that potion. In this dark place, the rainbow's dazzling spectrum of colors is an easy lure. Merry laughter and amusing tall tales abruptly end with a bite of cold steel and the malicious cackling of the red-capped goblinoid lurking in wait. These creatures can apply poison, burning, and fear. You can be punished for playing lots of cards in a turn, which is exactly what the Tempest does. So what is this? Another enemy dies, the enemy gains 2 AP. Every 4 cards you play in a turn suffer poison 2. If you already suffer from poison, you can also suffer poison 3. I don't know what burning is. Roll over. Deal 17 damage to all enemies. Your next card costs an additional 2. What I could do is start with Exploding Bottle. And hopefully we can end it in the first turn. Let's end this in the first turn if it's all possible. Never mind. The vulnerable triggered first. I'll take it, but the vulnerable triggered first. That was unexpected. 25 damage, and if it kills something, draw 2 and gain energy. Powered Shield, Ardor. Block 2 X times as well. Oh, it's also a block. Huh. You know what? That's actually interesting. That said, additional energy gain there will be helpful. Right, let's move you, because if I move you, I can therefore grab that one, then we can go down there afterwards. Corpse Mound. This unholy beast will get stronger every turn. 190 HP. Like clockwork, every 6th attack card played is returned to your hand instead of being discarded, expelled, or destroyed. Ah. Because there's a mechanic called rebound, which means once you play it goes back to your card, but you can't rebound a card that gets destroyed, which means removed from the game entirely, or expelled, can't be played for the rest of combat. Interesting. First 5 turns, you purge a heavy card, overcharge 1, and deal 6 to all enemies, or first attack page each turn has discard 1 ghost. If you have overcharge, you spend 1 of it and get it back. Huh. Or we can get 200 essence and 3 souls. That'll do. They got vulnerable. This little theme always reminds me of the beginning of Chrono Trigger. Always. There we go. 14 threat. And at the end of your turn, you get 1 EP. Our next heavy card will deal overcharge 1. Next time we purge a heavy. Let's purge. We haven't got any overcharge. We'll purge destroy. We'll purge you. This is overcharge. Then we will have to dissipate. I have to dissipate again, aren't I? Yes, I am. Okay. We're at 96 out of 190. We took about half its health down. Grounded. Dissipates. Dissipates. It's getting stronger and stronger. I've got to actually start doing damage to the damn thing. I'm going to be in trouble. This is the overcharge turn. Let's do 32 damage. As many times as possible, actually, and then you can overcharge. Get the rage bonus there next turn. We're going to take the damage, we can't stop that. Get a bunch of Zeal, though. Oh, only 2. No. Ouch. Add 2 dazes. 18 threat. I haven't got to block anything this turn, although the dazes are annoying. Got some overcharge, we can strike twice. We can also Swerving Currents. Discard a daze, thank you very much. Although discarding daze means it goes back into my deck, which is unfortunate. At which point we will strike twice. We'll keep Power Shield for next turn, because we're going to need it to block a lot of it. Actually, no, as long as we kill it, we're okay. Super Overcharge, Galvanize. Not a perfect, unfortunately, but... Now let's just go in here and get a Heretic Sight. Here, in the Vod's Domain, an aggressive fight, which creatures can both stack poison and increase their own frenzy. It can get tough to withstand their attacks for long. Gloomshroom and Blightwort. Carnivorous. At the start of its turn, this enemy will consume the leftmost Gloomshroom, increasing its frenzy by 1, and that will not increase the battle progress bar. Right. Gain 3 volatile smashes. Ah! You need 6 energy to be able to use it properly, but that's a lot of damage. And they're all vulnerable for a bit, that's not beneficial. 24 damage. One, two, three. Let's kill you entirely. also do that to get even more overcharge. Okay. Now a single dissipate. I'll do that. And do swerving currents. Kills them both. That was pretty good. That was pretty sweet. And we get a heresy cleared. We got a perfect fight. We got a fervor. We got reinforcements, which looks interesting. Overcharge 3. Block 8. Go to overcharge 1 on 3, which seems to be very, very cool, actually. That's it. I want to go to that one, so that's not a bad call. This one. Shock 4 to all enemies. Discharge 1. Lower your spells cooldown by 1. Go for that one. So we can get a lot of fervor in a single turn. I'm gonna wait until I can get this upgraded, maybe see what this is like upgraded. So do we want to upgrade? What do I want to upgrade? There wasn't so current. There was something I wanted to upgrade, and I wanted really badly to upgrade. I was gonna wait. Oh, it's the slay. It's the slay. Second chance, which you upgraded already. Yeah, it's fine. Right. Stonesmith sells void stones. No, I'm good, thank you. I haven't actually been using all my void stones. I've got one void stone. I've got 4 void stones in my deck, in fact. Full deck view. Unfortunately, you can't really add. You have to take them out of the deck to add void stones to it. Ardor doesn't need a. Well, Ardor would be pointless with voice with Black Void Stone. Honestly, if I want to get some greens here. To be able to start the game with Grounded in hand would be very good indeed. Just to play Grounded on the first turn. You can guarantee the second turn you get 2 overcharge. The next, after we deal, every point of damage you deal to a creature will fill your Voidstone bar. Once it's filled, a new Voidstone will be added to your backpack. So once we've added in 31 damage, we'll get a green Voidstone. Right, let's go to this mob room over here. We get close in, which is rage 25, delay rage 25. Errant Scout Light. This enemy is immune while you have 20 cards in hand, which will supplement with dazes, forcing you to play slowly. If you have 4 more cards in hand, this enemy is immune. Inconvenient. Right, we will have to purge you. 4 or more. Is it just 4? It's 4 or more. Bloody hell. Right, in which case we will hit you with that, and with that. That would just give me the overcharge 1, wouldn't it? Overcharge 1, there you go. And that would give me Zeal 2. Sure, why not? Adds 1 flesh and it attacks for 11 damage as well. Okay, there we go. Oh wow, really? Yeesh. Okay, so we have to burn 2 first anyway. Unfortunately, we're going to take 11 damage. We can't stop that. 16 damage. Galvanize kills it, so just discard enough to get Galvanize in hand. There we go. Another evade. We'll finish the first floor before we end the video there. We've also got a potion. Bottled Lightning. All enemies will spawn with shock 10, or you can immediately trigger all your Zeal Powers. That gives you Overcharge 1, which is strictly improvement on this, and a block 2 as well, so go for that. And go for the Guardian. We'll finish the floor out. The Lady of Curses, grandma to evil itself. She survived through the years by feeding off the curses inflicted to her countless victims lured by the call of the lake. Her strength and damage is proportional to the number of Banes in your deck, which she hands out frequently, accompanied by totems, which can grant fortitude, inflicting burning, plus a number of other effects. All Banes inflicted are dealt straight to your deck, rather than to your discard. When you draw a Bane, this enemy gains 2 AP. Right. Do what we can. You add more Banes, that's not great. And 5% block, which is 9. Okay, let's go ahead and grounded. We will also energize. We will do that. We will galvanize. Really? We're one short? Really? Damn. In which case, get rid of that one. Do that. Get rid of that one at least. Next turn we'll start using Haunted one. It stops the next Voidstone power. Won't trigger when it's haunted. And the Bane. There you go. Adds a Bane to our deck. Unfortunately. We have to kill a couple of them to stop this from going over, and you're so healing over there. Right, so Banes, what does scrap actually mean? Automatically discard at the end of the turn. Stays in the deck though, annoyingly. I can immediately 100% just eliminate you from existence. I can galvanize the other one. We'll charge it as well to finish it off. Okay, not going to spawn anything else now. At which point we will do that. Do this. Do some Ardor for next turn as well. Overcharges up to 16. Which means you're getting additional energy. Oh, if you get to up to 15, we'll get additional energy every turn. More Banes. You're attacking for 9 now. Okay. So, let us go for the grounded. The second grounded. Now we strike twice. We charge. And frankly, we just dissipate these. 9 threat, we can deal with that. But maybe we should have kept one in hand. We heal back to full at the end of this anyway. Okay, we want to dissipate one. Then we can Swerving Currents. We're currently haunted, so the overcharge buff was not going to trigger there, unfortunately. And okay with that. Keeps applying haunted, unfortunately. Okay, again, 13 threat. I actually am going to just do that, just to trigger more overcharge, to get even more. The max energy of overcharge. So we need 15 overcharge. Okay. I'm going to keep a dissipate in hand just to stop the attack. Going on. 11 energy. So much dissipate. Holy crap. And you get. There you go. Overcharge is now at 12. Now it's even a lot more that. You can go ahead and go for a massive galvanize, which will actually end you. Cool. Take that. Perfect victory. Nice. Unique spells. A choice presents itself. Laying in the dust before you sit the remains of 5 totems, silent and unmoving. Their power calls to you as you reach out to choose one. Delay range 50%. Overcharge 2. Flame Ward. Suffer burning 4. What is burning? Suffer threat equal to burning at the start of your turn. Purging cards reduces burning by 1. Okay, so it's like poison, but you can get rid of it by purging. Doesn't sound the best, does it? Block 6 and delay block 10. Curse Ward, gain range 25%, a number of times equal to the number of affliction cards currently in your deck and discard, and 2 Banes to your discard. Shield Ward, delay block 20. And block 15, heal 1. Power Ward. And now we get an upgrade Promise of Antiquity. The first card you play costs 0, draw 1. Honestly, not that helpful, simply because we kind of want to spend AP to a certain degree. Sorry, we want to spend energy because energy gives us zeal. Alternatively, 2 upgrade points would be very nice. You know what? I'm going to go for 2 upgrade points. Work towards upgrading a couple more things in the deck. In the backpack, what do you got here? Reinforcements is Purge, gain 1 Volatile Smash. Oh yeah, we'll definitely take that. It means it's never going to be a waste. It means if I only have 2 energy to spare, instead of using the full reinforcements, I can just use one of them. I am okay with this. I am very okay with this. Put that in the deck as well. And roll over. Block. You must be able to increase the cost of a card for that to be useful. And invulnerable 4 to all enemies. Going back into the deck. Let's just start buffing up other cards in the deck, I think. Start buffing up the damage you can deal. Right. Floor 2. The Guardian is some kind of massive organ. But yeah, this is Vault of the Void, which I really enjoy. It is going to be... Oh, when this video comes out, because it's going to be scheduled to end when the NDA out, it's going to be in out. It is currently in early access. Although when this video comes out, the game will have been released into full 1.0. I'm currently playing the 1.0 build, thanks to the devs giving me a key and a way to get the 1.0 build. Or at least this is as close as damn it to the 1.0 build as I can get. Anyway, let's head back to the main menu. Save and exit. I'll carry on this all the time. But yeah, this is Vault of the Void. I really quite enjoy it. Keep an eye out for it, and let me know what you think. I'll catch you all next time, folks. See you then. Bye-bye.